When it comes to tax time, there are a lot of questions that come up for first-time filers. What paperwork do I need? How do I complete the forms? What if I make a mistake? Don't worry, we're here to help. Whether this is your first tax return or you just need a refresher, we'll walk you through everything you need to know about filing your first tax return. First, let's take a look at the paperwork you'll need to gather. Generally, you'll need your W-2 form from each employer you worked for during the year, as well as any 1099 forms that report income from other sources, such as interest, dividends, or capital gains. You may also need receipts or other documentation for deductions and credits you're claiming. If you're not sure what paperwork you need, the IRS website has a handy tool that can help you determine what forms to file. Once you have all of your paperwork in hand, it's time to choose which method you will use to complete your tax return. The good news is that most of the work can be done online these days. You don't even have to file a paper return anymore. There are a few different ways to file your tax return electronically: through the IRS website, through a tax preparer, or through a software program. The IRS website offers free e-file for most taxpayers. You can use the website to complete your return yourself, or you can use the free help of a tax preparer. The IRS Volunteer Income Tax Assistance, VITA, and the Tax Counseling for the Elderly, TCE, offer free tax help and e-file for taxpayers who qualify. If you decide to use software to file your return, be sure to get one that is approved by the IRS. Some popular programs include TurboTax, H&R Block, Free Tax USA, and TaxAct. These web-based filing platforms are approved by the IRS, so you can be sure that your return will be filed correctly. They're also very user-friendly, so even if you're not familiar with tax forms, you should be able to use them without any trouble. While most of these services offer free or low-cost federal tax returns, they often charge a higher fee to file your state returns. Whichever method you choose, e-filing is the fastest and most accurate way to file your taxes. The IRS states that over 90% of all tax returns are filed electronically. This is typically the best way to go for most people, but if you're not comfortable doing everything online, or if you have complicated tax circumstances, you might want to consider hiring a tax professional. This is especially advisable if you plan on claiming a large refund or if you're facing an audit. Tax professionals can ensure that your return is filed correctly and that you receive all of the deductions and credits to which you're entitled. They can also represent you in front of the IRS in some cases. Okay, now let's go over what the tax return actually includes. Tax returns are broken down into two categories: incomes and deductions. Your tax preparer or online tax software will help you break down your income and deductions into the appropriate categories. For income, you will need to report wages, tips, interest, dividends, and any other forms of income. For most people, the majority of their income will come from wages earned from a job. If you are self-employed and receive your income through cash or a service like PayPal, you will not have a W-2 to report your income. In this case, you will need to report your income on a Schedule C. This form will ask for specific information about your business, such as the amount of revenue and the cost of goods sold. For deductions, you will need to report things like mortgage interest, student loan interest, property taxes, charitable donations, and medical expenses. If you are self-employed, you will also need to report any expenses related to your business, such as advertising or travel costs. By reporting all of your business expenses, you can ensure that you receive the correct tax deduction. When you owe money on your taxes, it means that you have to pay the government according to your tax bracket. You will need to pay it as soon as possible in order to avoid penalties and interest. If you can't pay right away, don't worry. The IRS payment plans allow you to pay your taxes over time. This can be helpful if you owe a lot of money on your taxes and can't afford to pay it all at once. It's important to make regular payments so you don't fall behind on your taxes. Now for the fun part. When you are owed money on your taxes, it means that the government owes you money because you overpaid your taxes throughout the year. This can happen if you have a lot of deductions or if you have multiple jobs and paid more in taxes than necessary. If you are owed money on your taxes, you would usually receive a refund check in the mail after filing your return. However, more Americans are opting to get their refund by direct deposit. This means that the government will send the money directly into your bank account rather than sending you a physical check. This is a quick and easy way to get your money, and it also helps avoid any potential lost or stolen checks. To receive your tax return by direct deposit, you will need to provide your bank account information on your tax return. This includes the name of your bank, the account type, and the routing number. You can find this information on your bank statement or on the website of your bank. Once you enter this information, your return will be ready to file. If this is your first time filing taxes, don't worry. Follow these steps and you'll be ready to go. If you know someone who is approaching their first tax season, consider sending them this video to help them out. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more content. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.